So I'm talking today with Russell, who is a patient that I'm treating for Parkinson's disease. The treatment includes upgrades to his food so that his body can use food as healing medicine, and regular sessions of neurofeedback using a new cutting-edge technology called NeurOptimal. The machine, which looks like a laptop, helps balance a person's brain waves so the brain can function smoothly and more effectively. So thank you so much, Russell. We really appreciate your sharing your experience so that others could benefit from it. So thank you. Um, and can you tell us a little bit about what your Parkinson's symptoms were like when you first got diagnosed?
Okay, when I first got diagnosed, I had tremors. It was just on occasion, every once in a while, it would start shaking. But that was the only symptom that I had after my first visit to the neurologist. And then he tested me for it. He made me do all kinds of movement tests. And he said, yeah, you have Parkinson's. But he said it's in the early stages yet. But he was explaining to me that he probably had Parkinson's for years before it was diagnosed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And can you just tell us a little bit about what kind of things happened after you started on a health promoting diet and specialized supplements? And, after we started doing the NeurOptimal neurofeedback?
Okay, Dr. Taketa-Wong explained to me that the dietary my needs. She explained to me like mercury in fish, that I shouldn't be eating those. Like dairy products is not good for Parkinson's patients. And then she also added some supplements, vitamins and so to my daily regimen. And it seems to help. My progression is slow, so I'm hoping it stays that way. I know it's Parkinson's is a progressive disease, so it will get worse, but I'm hoping it's slow.
Yeah, and can you tell us a little bit about what your experience was like when you first started the NeurOptimal neurofeedback?
Okay, the first time I went on the NeurOptimal machine, they attach these leads to your head. It's not painful. It's not. Don't think it's painful. It's not. And then there's the video that you watch. But I noticed the very first time that I went on it, my tremors stopped. As soon as the program started, I'd say maybe 15 seconds into it, that my tremors stopped. And it stopped through the entire session, which is about 33 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't shake at all during that period. But the minute the program stopped, it started shaking again. But the more that I was on it, the longer. I've been on it for over a year now. I noticed that it stopped, my tremors stopped through the entire session and through the entire period that I'm driving home. And then it'll start again. But it seems to be lasting longer.
Yeah, so
But
I think you said that now the tremors don't come back until about 20 minutes after you finish the NeurOptimal
yeah,
neurofeedback
I'd say
session.
about there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And then tell me a little bit about when when you had your 1-year follow-up with your neurologist, what your neurologist observations were.
My neurologist, of course, I see him every 4 months, but this was my 1 year checkup, 1 year later, and he checked his notes. Said, I don't see any progression. You're exactly the same as the last time I saw you a year ago. So he was surprised. He said, normally by this time, you'll start to move slowly. He had me walk the hallways, and he said, you're not slow at all. You know, check your balance, see if your balance is fine. Everything's the same. He said, exactly the same the first time I saw you. So he was glad about that. He said, it looks like your progression is really slow.
Yeah, so that's great. And that's,
So I'm hoping all this dietary and the NeurOptimal is helping.
yeah. Yeah, and that's great that, I mean, it's pretty amazing that the tremors stopped during the neurooptimal session, then now they don't come back for about 20 minutes after the neurooptimal ends. So that's great. And, really just trying to focus on slowing the progression, um, to help to be able to keep you, working as well as you can.
Yeah,
Yeah. So and is there anything else that you want to share with Parkinson's patients?
yeah, go see Dr. Taketa-Wong.
Yeah, so
It'll definitely help you. I mean, there's nothing to lose. Why not?
yeah, and it's just really great to see that, that the progression has been slow, and we, hope to really kind of keep that from, keep it from progressing. Um, and hopefully with the neurooptimal sessions, that that time after with no tremors will start to extend. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm hoping. Yes.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Russell. I really appreciate your sharing your experience. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Taketa-Wong.
Yeah.